Yeah, baby. We're live. Brady Matthews. Still doing this podcast.
Still doing it.
I have a very funny comedian in the pop-up studios with me. He does. How long have you been doing stand-up for?
10 years now?
10 years. God
Yep.
damn. Guys, it's Griff Pippin. Thank you, Griff, for doing this. Griff, thank you very, very much. I don't think we've ever clapped for any guest, and you're the first.
Yeah, okay. That's perfect.
It's got to make you feel pretty good, huh?
I feel it's great.
Is Griff-
Except for my bad set last night.
Oh, yeah, I saw you said you bombed. What happened? You want to talk about it?
Yeah.
Bombing stories are the best. They're even more fun than successful stories, aren't they?
You need them every now and then to kind of kick you
some more
into
energy.
shape. I'm good. So the guy had me cold open and... Okay, not cold open.
Wait, explain the whole situation.
Okay.
So where were you?
It's like some weird, crappy, like bar in Long Beach, right? Guy that's hosting it goes up and hosts, doesn't warm the crowd up, puts me first.
Uh-oh.
I'm a crowd work guy.
Yeah.
But I've hosted a million shows, so
Sure.
I know what to do in this situation.
Were you by yourself or were you with someone else?
It was with another comic.
Who?
It came with Chris Kershaw.
Oh, so you're totally fucked.
So yeah. So anyway, I've hosted. I've done a lot of comedy in my life, and if the host doesn't do a great job, and I'm going one, you go in there and you do crowd work.
Yeah, well,
that's
you gotta-
what you do.
yeah.
Right before we go up, he goes, "No crowd work."
No way.
Okay.
Why? Is this a paid gig?
No.
I would have said fuck yourself.
Yeah, no, he says, like, that's my thing. I do the crowd work. He goes, no crowd work. So I'm walking into a cold crowd, no crowd work, and I hadn't, I'd planned my set around doing some crowd work,
Yeah.
rolling that into a bit. That's what I do.
Yeah.
And he goes, no, you can't. Oh, okay. Well, that just really fucked up my whole set.
Totally.
And so it took 3 to 4, maybe 5 minutes before I got him.
That's hard though because you get no momentum. Like when I go up to the Comedy Store and I follow maybe someone that just went up and crushed, or someone that, or there's not a whole lot of people in the audience. If I can't do crowd work, dude, then I'm gonna be it's gonna be a struggle.
It was a struggle, and I'm like, dude, I'm not gonna say it's a crutch, but in that particular
You need it.
cold crowd, I'm going one. Like that's where you do crowd work. That's the best time. And he goes, no, arms tied behind my back. I'm like, we'll see how this goes.
Wait, you don't have to say who the guy is, but is he an older guy, younger
yeah,
guy?
be older.
Do we know him?
No,
Oh,
50s.
I would have said fuck you.
You're probably
dude.
right. I probably should have just done
I
that.
100%. Unless you're paying me like $250 and I got to go up and do 30 minutes and that's your crowd work thing, that's what you need, then fine, whatever. If you're not paying me any money, bro, you can go fuck yourself and I'm gonna do all the crowd work the whole fucking time. So what? So you didn't feel like it went good? Because I know you're pretty hard on yourself when you go up and do stand up.
Yeah, I just once again they were cold and just could not get that momentum going.
Was
for
the TV
5
still
minutes.
on in the fucking bar?
No, but it was a real light crowd too.
Yep.
Really light crowd. Just a weird gig, but it was.
See, if it's a light crowd, it's not really bombing. It's more of an open mic. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, a couple comics went up afterwards and did really well, so it was like whatever. But for me, of course, they heard them like applause breaks. 3 minutes in, okay, a bit I did. It always works. I did a couple bits up top. Always work.
Sure.
Nothing. I'm like, oh, this will be fun.
Ooh,
This will
that's
be
tough.
fun. The material's not hitting.
Uh-oh.
And did my gay preacher bit, and that got an applause break at the end, but I had to really work for it, and then closed out really strong with a slut shame bit, anti-slut shame
Oh,
bit. And
nice.
it closed out
Very
and got
Me
a
Too.
huge applause break on that one.
Wow.
So like by the end, they were like, no, where are you going?
Yeah.
And honestly, he gave me 10 minutes. I got off at 6 because I didn't want to be there.
Oh, for sure.
I didn't want to be there. I did not want to. I was like, I'm not enjoying
Did he
this.
say- did he
you have my
say-
hands tied behind my back. I don't like this gig.
Did he say, why didn't you do it? Or you got off too early? Or?
No, he didn't say anything. But yeah, no. After the set, after we're all walking out, normally if you're new to a place, they're like, hey, let me get your info. Come back, and he goes, keep doing your thing, man.
Keep doing your thing, man.
I just started doing comedy.
Fuck you, guy. You've been doing this shitty show down in Long Beach for fucking 900 years. Like, go fuck yourself, dude.
Yeah. So for me, it was interesting. Like, there's gonna be gigs where it's kind of like you got your arms tied behind. Honestly, in the future, I think you're right. I'm gonna be like, fuck you, dude. You're not paying me. I'm gonna do what I do best, and that's crowd work.
I'm surprised you didn't. I would have done it. That's exactly what I would have done.
I didn't do it because I'm like, ooh, I want to do well,
No,
and
and
I
also
want to
you're
come
such a
back.
nice
I
guy.
want to come back.
Do you though?
Well, I want to come back to this, and maybe, but then I was like, no, if I had just done crowd work, I would have been invited back.
Yeah. Would you say it's one of the top worst gigs you've had, or have you had some really bad gigs? Like when you first started out, what was one of your like gigs where you're like, I don't know if
it wasn't just the gig; it was the mind fuck of the whole thing. So sometimes you do gigs and you drive an hour outside LA and there's nobody there. It's a bar. It's rough. You're like, wow, I drove a long way. Sometimes you drive 3 hours and there's a quiet crowd. I flew to Romania in a small town called Karakol, which even Romanians are like, why did you go there? Why did you go to Karakol? That's where they take the wagon of idiots and dump off for the village. Right?
That's pretty good.
Right? And I'm like, oh, God. And it is a old, abandoned communist theater with Karl Marx statues everywhere, and it smells like just communism and failure. There's an old lady that lives in the mop closet watching soap operas. It's incredibly depressing, but it's so depressing, it's charming. And our tour manager
got character.
Yeah. Just, like, oh, man, those ideas didn't work.
Yep.
So it's an old theater that seats like 1,200, and the tour manager, the Romanian guy.
How did you get this gig?
A Romanian comic saw me here. Was like, dude, let me hook up our tour manager. You should come tour. I was like, sweet. Tour manager did not do his job promoting to the troop
In Romania.
In Romania to the troops who have nothing else to do in Karakol, Romania. There is nothing going on there.
Yeah.
All you had to do is say, "Do you guys want something to do?" Yeah, we'll be there. Nope, couldn't do that.
Wow.
So we go to this theater and there's about 6 people. And
Wait, was the tour manager guy? What's his other job? A sheep herder? What else? Was he just too busy to get people to come to the fucking show?
I guess, but I'll tell you a story in a minute where I kind of helped turn his life around by being a very American. So yeah, there was nobody there. There was like 4 gypsies in there, and I made a couple gypsy jokes, and they just were not having it. They weren't like anti-gypsy. They were just like what I've
They probably
noticed.
just couldn't understand a fucking American accent.
There's a couple things I've noticed about Romanian culture or something, and they just weren't having it. And there was like one Marine, and he was sleeping and snoring, and they didn't know how to set the light. They know how to set the lighting up, so it was so bright you couldn't see the front row. So you're performing to nothing, and there's silence, and I'm like, well, this is one thing if I went down the street and I could just go back home and watch some TV. This is in Romania.
Yeah, there's nowhere else to go.
I go back to a cold hotel with no heater and cold water.
It's probably haunted.
Yeah, no, and oh my God, the architecture was very odd. There was a door out to like a patio in your room, but they just didn't build a patio. So it was a 3-story drop off. And after the gig, we're like, oh, we get it now. So you can kill yourself because this town is so depressing.
Yeah.
No, this is good architecture.
I was wondering about that. I'm like, why isn't there no patio, but there's a door there in case you just want to push something out the door and then they don't have to worry about it, right?
We didn't get it. And then after the gig, we're like, oh, we got it. This is Romanian architecture.
So how did you help the guy change his life around?
Here we go. Next gig, next town.
Wait, so this is an actual
This is
tour.
a tour.
Because I know a lot of people that say they go on tour, but it ain't a fucking tour.
No, it was a legit book dates, and he just didn't promote. Next night, we go to this other town, and it's like a ballroom, seats 800. Same thing. We get there, it's about showtime. Four military guys sitting at a table. And our tour manager like smoked 4 packs of cigarettes by noon.
Love it.
He's just like, I screwed
So
up here.
Romanian.
So, and then I'm with some other comics from other countries, and a couple of them are Eastern European. And something very distinct about going to Eastern Europe or Central Europe or any post-communist country is that mindset is still very prevalent. Just the defeated attitude. So
Very angry.
very just life sucks. What's the point kind of thing. So,
Kind of like L.A.
but we're delusional. We're like, but maybe.
Yeah.
But they're like, no,
It's
it
like
just
that one
sucks.
AT&T commercial to really catapult me.
Yeah, no, they're like, it sucks and you die. That's it. There's no happiness to be had. There's 4 of them. Some of the Eastern European comics, like, well, this sucks. Guess we'll just call it a night and cancel a gig and leave it. Well, hold on. No. Those guys didn't have to come out. They came out. Let's do a show for these guys.
Yeah.
Even though there's 4 of them, let's
Yeah.
sit at the table. I talk everyone into doing it. We all sat at the table and did like 15-minute sets.
Great.
While sitting. Everyone had a great set. One of the Marines, I think it was a Marine guy, came up afterwards and started crying and hugged all of us and said, I just had a baby at home I haven't met. I got problems with my wife, problems with money, and you helped me forget about that for an hour, and that means a lot.
I mean, that's what it's all about.
And and that was the most memorable gig of my life, and it impacted me more than anything. It's like, that's why I like doing comedy. it's a service to other people. And it was like, thank you for what you guys do, first off. But they wanted to say no. Colleen, the tour manager, was like, we're not doing it. We're canceling. I said, no, fuck you guys. We're going to do this gig. And it turned out to be a very impactful gig to all the comics and those guys. And I'll never forget that.
It's literally the little things that you know. It's also things that you're like, I don't want to do this. There's no point in doing this. It's not going to turn out good. It's probably going to go bad. And then something magical happens.
It's those gigs where you're like, I don't want to be here, but I'll show up anyway. And those are but I told the tour manager, I say, see, you wanted to cancel the gig, and then that was really impactful. And he was like, yeah, you know what? And I kept saying, like, this is the difference between your and my culture. We have this optimistic, you know, it's not really a capitalist thing, but Americans are optimistic. I was like, I don't mean to sound like an American dick here, but that's why we invented that's why the flight, the laptop, the car, the steam, but all these inventions came out of our ignorant optimism.
Oh, it also came out of people saying it's not going to work. It's never going to happen.
Yeah, and us going, like, okay,
yeah, it's going to happen.
Yeah,
we're doing it.
Yeah, and it was the same kind of mindset. You guys said, no, let's not do this. I said, let's do it. Something great came out of it. I was like, that's what built my country. Yeah. That's why we did so many great things that changed the world. And I'm not trying to be Captain America over here, but I think you could shift your mindset. You guys are just raised thinking life sucks in Romania. And I'm like, it doesn't. It doesn't have to be that way. You can do whatever and so he's like, yeah, you're right. He went to management school in Romania in Bucharest. And then like a year later, he had like 3 successful tours under his belt. And I was like, see, you guys are so drilled from a young age that life sucks. Yeah. And that's it. And I was like, we're drilled. You can do whatever you want, which is a little bit of a lie. You can't. Yeah. But we are also this ignorant optimism in America. And that's what so much greatness comes out of. So once again, I wasn't trying to be Mr. America, but it gave this guy the bump he needed.
No, I love that. That's a good story. I mean, it shows that you know, if you think shit's gonna hit the fan, most of the time it does. But you know, it's 20% of the time it doesn't. And you meet someone good, or you learn something good, or you find out that hey, maybe that's not something I ever want to do again. You know. Yeah,
and I think the lesson in life is not even just for comedy. Whoever's listening, whatever they do for work, or it's those days where you're like, I don't want to do this. I guess I'll go. I'll show up.
Oh yeah.
Something almost always great happens. Those nights you're exhausted after a long day. I don't want to go hang out. And you go hang out at the comedy club, and then you meet somebody who's like, hey, man, I'm booking this casino gig. Do you want to come do it? You're like, that's how nature works like that.
Yeah, that's like the other night I was at the Improv, and they never give me spots there, ever. And I'm sitting there, and Paige comes up to me. She goes, hey, so-and-so just canceled. Do you want to go up? And I was like, you talking to me? You even, like, she used to know who I was. And I go, yeah, sure. So I went up and did like 15 minutes and closed out the show and had a fucking blast.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just the way it goes. All right. Great thing about this podcast, Griff, is, by the way, what's your middle name?
Well, Griffin, but I've gone by it since I was like a baby. I've never gone by my first name.
What's your first name?
Robert.
See, that's what, my first name is Matthew.
Yeah.
Yeah. My middle name is Brady.
Yeah. I've gone by my middle name since I was a baby. I don't know, just clicked. I just never went by.
And then you just cut off the Finn and went with Griff?
Yeah, I mean, some people call me Griffin, and it always sounds weird or something. You know what I mean?
Griff Pippin is such a great name.
Yeah, it sounds like a hobbit that didn't get into Hogwarts or something.
I like that. Now, Griff Pippin sounds like the goalie for a hockey team. You're like, oh, is Griff Pippin in the? Is he in the net tonight?
Griff Pippin, that block he made against the Blackhawks there last minute, that was incredible. That's a team, right?
That's my team.
That's your team, right? Okay, yeah.
Are you a sports fan?
I am a big sports guy, but I like individual sports more just because that's what I grew up playing. Team sports I just can't get into because I never played them. I do want to play rugby, though.
Why?
I just enjoy the masculinity of the sport. It's brutal. It's just a brutal sport. That's why I like MMA.
And you were talking about lifting weights with Marino, but I used to lift weights with this guy in college. He had permanent grass stains on his knees from playing rugby. I thought that was the coolest fucking thing. I never forgot it. Permanent grass stains on his knees. I'm like, that doesn't come off? He goes, does not come off.
I had a buddy that played. He tore his sack open while playing. That was an injury, and apparently that's like a thing that happens in rugby. I mean,
how?
Broken almost every bone in their body. I don't know how it happened.
You gotta really love pain if you want to be a fucking rugby player.
I want to play just in a full tackle league for just a couple games, just kind of the experience. Just like I want to do bull riding one time.
I mean, I could do that. That'd be fun. Paul, would you do bull riding? Really?
I do it one time.
What about skydiving? You guys want someone's nuts in your fucking backside while you're going down 100 million miles an hour? Have you seen that movie?
Flapping on your back.
Can't do it. Have you seen that movie 80 Astra? Or with Brad Pitt?
No, I saw the ads.
Fucking incredible.
Yeah?
The only reason why I thought of that is because the skydiving thing. He works in the space station kind of thing that connects from space basically to Earth. So it's like that middle ground. So it's not Earth anymore. It's more space. What is that called? The fucking... Yeah, he's right in the atmosphere. Thanks, Paul. He works in there. And... well, I'm going to give away a little bit of it, but he works in the beginning and some shit goes down and he's working on the outside, like the antenna part. And he sees things up there and just starts... things just start exploding, and he has to let go and just drop off. And he's falling all the way. It's like free falling. Dude, the visual effects on this movie, because it takes place in kind of the future, is so fucking good. But you know how terrifying it is to watch it while you're on the plane?
Oh,
I was watching it on the plane, bro.
No.
I started going, I started feeling sick. I started because I'm not really scared of flying, but it's terrifying. It's like watching a plane crash while you're on the plane. Yeah.
I never had a problem with heights. I went bungee jumping and then became scared of heights after that.
Fuck that shit. You couldn't pay me enough money to go bungee jumping with a piece of fucking string around my fucking legs to jump off a bridge.
You see people that do it from the gondolas?
Yeah.
And like thousands of feet. I'm like, dude, you're nuts.
Bro, there's this thing where the people will go to Yosemite or something, and they're way high up, and they're hanging out on these like nets. Have you seen these net things? These people are nuts, dude. I'm not kidding. They hang out up there, and then there's a little hole in the middle of the net, and they get their parachutes, and they just jump right through the little net, and they're all just like hanging out, like fucking. I mean, if they could make a fucking bonfire up there, they would. Like they're just being. They like being almost dying, I think is what it is.
It's no. When you get to certain sports like that,
that's insane.
There's a type of skydiving, you've probably seen it. No parachute, no pack.
Yeah.
You jump down into a giant net.
Oh, that one guy did it.
Yeah, but that's going to be a thing you're going to see more and more. He's not the only guy that's done it. That is like something happened in your childhood. I'm just going to say it straight up. Something happened in your childhood if you're doing that.
Right. It's almost like girls being strippers. It's like daddy issues.
Yeah, what's going on? Or Felix Baumgartner jumping out 5 miles above the earth, sponsored by Red Bull.
Oh, yeah.
5 minutes of free fall.
What happened to him, by the way?
That's all he did. I don't know. I'm sure he's like, I jumped out from space. What else do I need to do?
He's selling commercial real estate now.
Yeah, he's selling commercial real estate now. I mean, most people would black out. And if you black out, you can't pull the cord and you're dead.
Have you ever had an almost dying experience? Have you almost died doing anything?
I've been robbed at gunpoint.
Are you dead serious?
Yeah, in Mexico. I've been robbed twice in Mexico City. That's a rough town.
Wait, so you went one time, almost got robbed, and went another time?
One time got robbed at gunpoint.
Is it the red beard you think is throwing him off?
Well, that is actually part of it because they see, white guy, gringo, probably has some money. Let's rob him. The cops robbed me the second time. So
nice.
Yeah, Mexico City is one of the roughest places in the world, but it's still really cool. I like it. I went there for gigs. I might go back someday.
Yeah, just maybe shave the beard.
Yeah, seriously.
Or just wear a wig. You know?
I'm just so pale. They're like
that guy's got cash.
That guy's got cash. And they were right that night. They just got paid to headline a gig. So they got my money.
Yeah. Well, you got their money too, though. You made some money. Right?
Yeah.
Oh, but they get your money.
They got money that I got paid for. So I flew down there, negotiated for weeks for this money, and they got all of it.
God damn.
But it got worse. We got robbed. They took my phone, keys, passport, wallet. Passport. I can't even leave your country now. So I'm freaking out. Next day, I'm like, oh shit, I gotta go to the U.S. Embassy. It's Friday afternoon, so we go to the U.S. Embassy. Which, boy, does that make the DMV look like Disneyland?
Does it really?
Oh, it's just this big concrete building with barbed wire and guys with AR-15s. You're just like, this is depressing.
Wow.
So you go up there, you go to this room, and so I think there's Americans in there, and I'm like, hey, here's the deal. I got robbed last night. I need to get, emergency passport. Like, could you tell us your story a little bit? And I'm like, I thought it was like an objective process. So
yeah.
They're looking at me like, you probably lost it and got drunk, you idiot. And I'm like, no, I got robbed. And they're like, yeah, we don't know. Like, can you tell us more about your information? I was like, okay, I'm leaving Sunday, right? I'm going on this flight. Okay. We need all of your flight information. I'm like, I don't have it. I can't access that. They're like, well, we're sorry. I was like, Okay, well, let me get
Can you
on
get
my
off your
email.
Yeah.
There's a work computer, and then the work computer is like, oh, wait a minute, we don't recognize this laptop, so we're gonna text you a code.
And you're like, I
and
don't
use
have my
that code.
fucking
I don't have
phone.
my. No, shit. Sorry. I'm like, I'm saying, I don't have my phone. I can't. So I'm freaking out. I'm on the verge of tears, and I'm like, okay, maybe I'll just try to log into Facebook. So I try to log into Facebook. I try to reach this guy Dan who has all my information, but Dan has gone off to like this resort for his birthday weekend where there's no Wi-Fi. And I'm like, fuck. So I had to mention my friend Pablo, who's waiting downstairs in a Starbucks. Pablo, can you immediately, because clock's ticking. They go, hey, dude, we're about to close in 30 minutes. I'm like, I'm about to have a nervous breakdown.
Because you got nowhere to stay.
No, I have nothing. So I messaged Pablo, I need you to call Dan immediately. 5 minutes before they close, Dan sends me all the info. I give it to him. Like, we're about to close. They say an hour after to make this emergency passport. They get it to me. Now I'm like, okay, where do I go? What do, I don't know where to stay or anything.
Did you call your parents
Dan,
and say, hey, wire me money?
well, it was more about the passport or anything, you know. So anyway, I'm just like, fuck, dude. I was supposed to go to Dan and his buddies to this resort, few hours outside, and then I had to deal with this. So I told Dan I got my passport emergency. He's like, well, just come to the birthday out here. I'm like, you guys already left. He's like, no. My buddy's leaving. My buddy Carlos is leaving in a little bit. So go with him. Okay. I get in the car with this guy.
It sounds like you're being trafficked.
I get in the car with this guy. So it's like a 3-hour drive. Halfway there, it turns into cobblestone roads. Get a flat tire. I'm like, what? Somebody hates me. So we fix flat tire. 30 minutes later, another flat tire. I'm just like, are you fucking? I'm already like just ruined from
And you
stress.
have no cell phone. So basically you're just staring out the window.
Ruined. So we got to drive in a flat tire for 30 minutes slowly. We get there, and it's this little resort home where we're all staying. And I'm like, this is cool. So the power goes out about 30 minutes in. I'm like, dude, can I get a fucking break?
Seriously.
And so the
Yeah,
next
like
day,
the fucking red flags, dude.
this country didn't like me. Next day, cook some barbecue, eat. 30 minutes later, I start feeling funny. Sure enough, all next night. By the way, I haven't slept in like 3 days. No sleep. I start feeling that. I'm like, oh, I know that one.
Montezuma's Revenge?
Yep. So I have brutal diarrhea and I'm vomiting the whole next day, and then the trip's over. So I'm like, fuck. How am I going to get back to the airport? And so I find these nice guys. They take me to the airport.
Who are these nice guys? These fucking
They were
cartel?
friends of Dan's.
Oh.
Who knows? They might have been cartel guys. We get to the airport, and then they're like, okay, we need you to have your immigration form. I'm like, oh, well, that actually got stolen, too. That was in my back pocket. So, like, oh, I don't have that. I got robbed at gunpoint. Like, okay, well, that's going to be like 15 pesos or whatever. I'm like, oh, I don't have money.
Yeah.
Sorry. And so I started about to cry, and some nice grandma gave me money. And then by this time, getting all that, my flight's about ready to leave, so I have to fucking sprint to get back to my flight because they last minute changed the gate.
Oh my God, bro.
And I have to sprint, but I have diarrhea, so I have to sprint, walk, sprint, walk,
No.
sprint, walk. People are staring like, what's wrong with this guy? So I don't shit my pants, barely make my flight, get home, and then I'm like, oh, this is great. Don't have a cell phone for Uber, don't have money, so I had to ask people for money and get a bus home. And then I get home, and then waiting on my bed is a medical bill for $3,000 from earlier, a few months ago, on my birthday. A guy assaulted me and broke my nose, and then I had to pay those medical bills, and I had to end up going to court with him. So this whole weekend just beat the living shit out of me in every direction. And that weekend was it set the bar for when I'm having a bad week. Like, well, it's not that weekend.
So how old were you?
This was like 5 years ago.
Oh, so you're like what?
Broke me in.
25?
Yeah, this house trained me.
You know what? I've had nothing like that ever happen to me, except for one time we were in Vegas and our car broke down. It was like Memorial Day weekend. It was 1,000,000,000 degrees out, and we had to take a Greyhound home. I mean, that's awful. The Greyhound is no joke.
Oh,
No joke. And you
thought
have no cell phone. I had no reading material, and I'm just sitting next to a guy that I'm pretty sure was going to decapitate me any minute. It's terrifying. And then I had to get back into Hollywood. I got into Hollywood. I lived in Santa Monica. Had to get money for a cab. Took a cab all the way to Santa Monica. Didn't have enough money for the cab. Had to wake my roommate up. He was sleeping to give me money for the cab to go downstairs. We had to go to the bank to get money. The cab followed us to his bank. You're like, you know what, dude? Life should not be that hard.
No.
For fun?
No.
It should not be that hard.
No. One time I got robbed in Vegas. They took my phone and all.
So you've
my
been
money.
robbed 3 times.
4, 5. Once
Griff,
got
I
my
don't think-
car,
I don't
got
think-
my car slim jimmed while I was at work.
Fun is not your friend.
I got my car slim jimmed at work one time. One time I got my merch stolen while I was on stage at a show. Just there's not like one common denominator here. Like maybe you should stop doing this thing. Bad luck. So in Vegas, I was drinking, hanging out with probably these girls, and ended up stealing my phone and my money. So I didn't have a phone. It was the weekend. I couldn't go to the bank and pull out money because I have one of those phone wallets. So it was my cards and everything.
Oh yeah. By the way, if anyone has those, don't have one of those because they're dangerous.
You lose everything if you lose them.
If you lose your phone, you're literally
Done.
lost everything.
You're done, and that's what
You're
happened
done.
to me. So I had to drive home with no money, and I had a little bit of change in my ashtray, and I had to get some gas there in Vegas and drive about 45 miles an hour to conserve gas all the way home from Vegas. And since then, I'm like more conscious about how fast I drive, and I've probably saved a lot of money in gas over the years. So I'm grateful for it.
My girlfriend tells me the same thing. She's like, "Why do you drive so fast? Wait, what's your problem?" I'm like, "Cause I fucking hate everyone, and I'm trying to get to fucking Target." You know what
Right.
I mean?
I don't drive. I'm not annoyingly slow, but I think about it a little more now.
Sure. Yeah. As you're getting older. You
Yeah,
know?
I think I just try to save money.
Conserve cash.
Yeah, because
I remember-
everyone's taking my money all the time.
Right. Or you're getting robbed.
Right.
Yeah. I was driving to do the comedy spot in Arizona. You ever done that place?
I have it. Is it in Scottsdale?
Yeah, Scottsdale. It's a great little room. If you want to get like some good tape, that's
That's a good room.
yeah, it's a great room. It only seats like maybe 100 people, but
That's
it's
good.
Yeah, but it's like the belly room basically. You're doing 4 shows in the belly room, and it pays like pretty good. So, anyways, we're driving to Arizona, and I have about a half tank of gas. And I go, you know what? I'll just get some gas on the freeway, because usually there's stuff on the freeway you can get gas. As we're driving, I'm not seeing any gas stations. I'm not seeing any convenience stores. I'm not seeing shit. Nothing. Zero. It's 120 degrees out again because you're going through the fucking desert. It's the middle of the summer. I'm with my girlfriend, and she goes, I put the windows down. She goes, "What the fuck are you doing?" I said, "It's so nice out. Why don't we just enjoy? Why don't we just enjoy outside and be with each other?" And I turned the AC off. She goes, "What are you doing?" She goes, "What?" I go, "Well, let's get a little sweat going. We'll, it'll be all right."
Yeah.
She goes, "You don't have any gas, do you?" And I'm like, "Fuck." I was terrified. I mean, it's like just that terrified moment of like, is this how it ends? Is this how,
This is how
you know
it
what I mean?
ends.
Like those call boxes on the side when you're going down the freeway?
Yeah.
The yellow call boxes?
Yeah.
Every single one I pass, I go, is that the one?
That's the
Is
one.
that the one? I felt like Clark Griswold in Vacation running through the desert. Anyways, do you remember the first porn that you saw? Do you remember that? We'll switch subjects here. Something a little more light and fun, you know?
The first porn I saw?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like asking everyone this because it's all
They were all like BitTorrent or whatever, back on the family computer. Because they didn't have the websites out yet. So you would go, they were all like weird BitTorrent things that you would download.
What about you didn't have any tapes?
It was hermaphrodite, actually.
No,
I can't make that up. And I didn't know to clear history. I didn't know anything about computers. So my dad one day,
Oh, no.
My dad one day, he's like, "Bud, I think we got something to talk about here. I was looking at the search history, and,
That's your dad
and I was just looking, and you were playing music by the Doors, and then under that, it's hermaphrodite porn. Do you want to explain? And it wasn't even mad. Like it wasn't even mad. Like what is this? It was like. He was just so like, and he didn't even know what it like. As a parent, you're not trained for that. He's like, "You want to talk to me about this?"
Dude, you do that in your bed? You do that in your act?
A little bit, and it
You
wasn't-
got to.
It's not even like when
Dude,
you had to when you.
For him saying you were watching or you were listening to music from the Doors, and then
Under that, I saw what's going on. You left your AOL chat up with Juliana Richardson. And, you know she doesn't like you. But no, my dad saw that's not. It would be one thing to be like you find out you have like a gay son. I'm like, well, let's talk about it. This was like. I saw hermaphrodite. You didn't tell me about that. You didn't even know to like talk to me about it.
oh man,
And I was like, oh, that accidentally popped up. I don't even. I was looking for something else, and that showed up. So I was like, got caught.
hermaphrodite.
Hermaphrodite. That was a thing.
Did you?
Still
You didn't have any porn tapes? You didn't have any porn tapes at the house, or
No.
didn't steal any from your?
I think I
your-
would watch
your
like
buddies?
Skinamax type stuff every now and then, but
Would you ever do? Would you ever do softcore porn?
probably not. I don't know. I'm so out of shape right now. Like that would be
Really? You
that would
think
be,
you're in good
I'd be
shape?
offensive to somebody. So
Okay.
probably not.
No.
No, but I did watch a like start of a webcam porn the other day in person. My buddy comes to my shows and he invites me. He does makeup for these porn girls, and I watched her do her kind of thing solo for a while. And then the dude came, and I was like, "Oh, cool! I want to watch a live porn being filmed." And the camera guy's like, "Yeah, you gotta leave now." I'm like, "Damn it!
Why?
This is just for the experience." I mean, it was in a motel, so it probably felt creepy. But he said it was on one of the bigger warehouse sets. Like, just as long as you're like doing something on set and being busy.
Dude, I would have done craft service. I want to watch.
That's what I was doing. I was helping with getting them coffee, and I was ironing clothes so I could watch this girl do webcam work. Just gone through a breakup, and I was like, I think I needed this right now. I need to do some interesting stuff.
You're going through a breakup right now?
Did.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah,
So you're single Griff Pippin right now.
single Griff Pippin.
That's
He's
trouble.
back out there.
No wonder why you're going back to Mexico City.
I did something interesting the other day on the dating apps. For anyone listening, this is an interesting technique, if you will. But I'm looking for girls that just that just get straight to the point, like who want like me for who I am, like funny, goofy, instead of then people trying to figure out who each other are. I had some pics, headshots. I put up nice pics as profile. I just said fuck it, and changed it to me from a Halloween party dressed as a nun smoking a cigarette, holding a beer, and it's like a high quality HD shot, and I'm hanging out, and but I look kind of like a bad boy, whatever. It's a funny pic. I just switched to that. It's not showing that I'm attractive in any, but dude, I started getting so many. I'm sure plenty of girls swipe left and go, "What is that?" But a lot of girls like, "Oh, I get what he's doing here. I appreciate that."
Yeah, he's a funny guy.
Yeah, he's a funny guy. I appreciate that. And then I've got the good pics after. So they'll go, "Wait a minute, you got my attention." And they'll look at the, "Oh, okay, he's cute." Okay, and then read the description. "Oh, he's got a sense of humor," and that's got me more reaction than anything.
Right.
And just a lot more matches.
No
so
shit.
I started doing that.
What's it on, Tinder?
Bumble.
Oh, yeah.
Tinder has become its own thing. Like if you're
Tinder's
just
like
kind of looking for
Craigslist.
hookup. Yeah.
Tinder's like Craigslist.
Yeah, if you're kind of looking for hookups or people that are in polyamorous relationships or just weird
Good word.
stuff. Yeah, so it made me Bumble and Hinge, but I switched to that. I was like, I'll try this out. Sure enough, man,
Bingo bango.
that has been doing the level of girls has gone up.
What's a big first red flag for you on a first date?
If a girl starts talking about other dudes' dicks that she sucked
That's great.
and how
What?
Yeah.
This actually happened?
Yeah, and like dudes that she fucked on a first date, like
Griff,
just
you got like 4 new bits in here, buddy. I swear
well,
to God.
and there's a new movement, and it's called sex positive, and I get it, and I agree with it, and it's like just being open about talking about your sex and stuff. I'm
thanks.
cool with that.
I'm not.
And some people aren't. I'm
No.
cool with that. If people want to talk about sex,
That's fine.
but I draw the line with on a first date, like you talking about dudes' dicks you suck.
Yeah, I don't
like,
wanna hear
that's
about-
not cool.
I don't
That's
hear
not
about how big
accept-
his lid was.
Yeah. No, don't need to hear. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that was just kind of like, of course, I ignored that red flag. But,
Sure.
But
Yeah,
that
'cause she's
would
probably
be a
pretty
red
hot.
flag. Yeah.
What's your prototypical like chick that you think is like hot? Do you have a certain kind of chick or
Physically or just personality?
a little bit of both?
Redheads. I'm all about redheads.
Really?
dude.
Is it 'cause you're a
Love
redhead?
'em. Partly. I think there's this like biological, like to keep my species alive thing.
I might have a girl for you.
I love redheads. I will tell you, if you look at them,
I do have a girl
they
for you.
have the prettiest eyes out of all girls. If they're green or blue,
Yeah.
oh my God, I'm a sucker for green or blue eyes.
I have 2 redhead girls for you.
I love them. I'm obsessed with redheads.
Do
And
you
I'll
care if
say,
they're sober or not sober? Do you
No.
care? Okay.
I can deal with either. No, there's actually a bunch of interesting facts about redheads. People think it's
I'm listening.
BS. Look it up. I promise you.
You guys do shape
Different susceptibility to pain. So we have to get
Wow.
if we go to anesthesiologist or surgery, they have to give us like triple. And I had to be careful with that when I had a surgery because if they were going to give me as much as I wanted, and if you have too much, you can die. supposedly shorter tempers, very high sex drives. All the redheads I've dated have matched up, and that's true. So
Really?
let's see.
You have a very high sex drive?
Incredibly high.
No shit.
Insatiable.
Wow.
And also very sensitive to temperature change. So ask any.
Yeah, no shit.
It sucks. I can handle cold weather. Like you take me to Chicago in January, it doesn't bother me. I can go take me to Arizona in August, but ask any redhead when we get out of the shower, it is brutal. Change in temperature, immediate change. I get out of the shower, it's brutal every time. That's just part of being a redhead. Less susceptible to pain from like shock or electrical stimuli. Our bones are stronger. Our hair doesn't go gray; it just goes straight to white. So it's interesting facts.
That is interesting.
Yeah, so I don't know. I like redheads. I think they're exotic looking and sexy.
Have you dated a redhead yet?
Dated 3.
Oh.
Yeah.
Was the last one a redhead?
Yes.
Was it a hard breakup? Can I ask that?
No, very amicable.
Really? Yeah. See, that's good. See, like, there's only one girl that's maybe really cry really hard.
Very amicable, but I was amicable, but then she went and did some stuff afterwards that I didn't approve of,
so she pretty much just sealed the deal right away.
Well, afterward, I had
Is she a comic?
I had 4 friends reach out and say that's just disgusting, unacceptable what she did there on social media. So I was like, I've got to block this person out of my life at this point because I don't, you know what I mean? Like sometimes, and a lot of people can relate. You do everything you can to be a good partner, and that person treats you like shit.
Yeah.
And we all have heard that story. We've all probably lived it. And I did everything I could. And
how long did you guys date for?
A year. And sometimes that's just not enough. And I never look back and go, I screwed up or I did something wrong. So yeah, but anyway.
I feel you.
Yeah, that was a redhead. There was a couple redheads before that. And I realized like that if I had a type, I would say that.
Yeah.
Not open. I'm not against other people, but like that's I spend 10 minutes a day looking at redhead models on Instagram.
Yeah.
It's a waste of time, Brady.
I got 2 girls that are super duper sweet, and one's hot, one's really hot, one's good, one's hot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, see,
I got and they will both, if I tell them to, because they're both single and they've been looking for a guy. If I tell them, I can hook them up.
Take them to have them.
I can hook them up with GP
at a show.
Sure.
Well,
I won't bring him to the show down in Long Beach though.
No. Oh,
Can't do crowd work.
Well, you've got to date around to realize what you really want. You got to fail. That's just how that works. Mm-hmm. And I realized like one big thing in a girl is just be a good fucking person. Like that's so important to me.
Or just be nice.
Just be a decent human being.
I've dated so many girls that are just dicks, just fucking dicks. You ever had a stalker before?
Yes.
Have you?
Yes, from shows. Yeah.
Hopefully she's not listening to this.
No, I don't. Yeah.
Was that a long time ago?
That was a while ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, but here's the thing. Yeah. Invite these girls to a show because look, if you're just a normal dude and you try to meet a girl at a bar, you're competing with like millionaires or celebrities or whatever. Mm-hmm. You do a show, you improve your standings by so much
because they saw you, and if you have a good set,
you look very attractive. That's why I invite girls to shows.
Mm-hmm. Oh my God, I'm eating pumpkin seeds, which is probably not the right move. Okay, do you remember the first time you shit your pants? That's always a good one.
Golf course. Yep.
See, I love it. He just knew right away. Paul.
Yep. It was. I was like 15. I was on the golf course cleaning up balls in the driving range on the other end, and I started to feel a little bit of turtle head. And I was like, all right, I should probably call it. I should probably get to the bathroom. I was like, I'm gonna pick up a couple more balls. But it was my hole was telling me we got T-10, buddy.
Yeah.
I ignored it. I was like, oh God! I got in a golf cart, raced to the men's locker room, and I just ran in there. I shut the bathroom stall. I'm like, oh, dude.
Yeah.
I just couldn't get the belt buckle. I missed it by a second.
Oh,
and it was like someone had dropped a bunch of fucking Taco Bell all over their pants.
Oh.
So now I'm stranded, and my pants and socks are ruined. And I'm like, what do I say? So I can't, this is before I had a cell phone. I was like, so I had to wait. And I'm very peculiar. I pay attention to people's clothes. I love fashion.
Sure.
So I know what shoes people wear.
I love fashion.
So I'm like looking for shoes. And so I saw Kyle, the assistant pro shoes. I know his shoes. Yeah. I go, Kyle, is that you? He's like, yeah, All right, here's the deal. And I explained to him, but he's like laughing. He's like, I'll get you some pants out of the pro shop. So I had to buy $100 khakis
come
right
on.
there. No socks, just shoes.
Well, it's summertime.
So I had to come out of the, I had to come out of the locker room in just khakis with no socks, shoes. Like, where are your shoes?
We just
like,
get back from
"That's
Coachella."
Yeah, I was like, where are your shoes? Like, it's not important, Bob.
Yeah.
You don't need to know where my shoes are. Nobody needs to know. I think I threw the shoes away. I was like, I don't want to deal with that.
Oh, that's fucking hilarious. I remember I didn't shit my pants, but I tore my butthole lining of my pants. I gained some weight, and so I tore my pants really hard. And I was at my girlfriend's grandma's funeral, and I was bending over and I was saying hello to people. I was just meeting her family for the first time. She didn't tell me that you could see I wasn't wearing boxers, so you could see my asshole through the fucking pants. The whole time.
Brady's hole.
You can see, dude. And my girlfriend, I sit down. She goes, "Do you have boxers on?" And I said, "No, why?" She goes, "I can see your butthole." As you're bending over, saying hi to people.
I can see that.
I don't know why that
hair
made
in
me
your
think of that.
butthole.
Oh yeah, dude, it was brutal, just brutal. You ever caught your parents making love for the first time?
Yep, and I was so traumatized.
That's
I didn't think
terrifying.
I'd ever get over it. It was genuinely, I didn't sleep for like 4 days. I was traumatized and was like, I'm going to need therapy. It's the first time I ever thought I'd need therapy. And I can laugh about it now. The visual is still ingrained in my head, the sound, everything. So, but at the time, it was so traumatizing.
Yeah.
It was kind of like I had sex with a prostitute in Amsterdam who
she
turned
take
out
your
to
money?
be post-op trans, and I was
What?
traumatized afterwards. Yeah.
Wait, post-op trans?
So for
What is
anyone
that?
that
So she was
doesn't,
like she was
for anyone that doesn't
transitioning?
know, that basically they take the penis and invert the shaft.
Oh.
And so I was banging this person's ex-penis, and I was traumatized.
Oh, come
I
on.
was traumatized for a week, and I could laugh
talk about
it
that on
all day.
stage?
Yeah.
Oh, thank
I
God.
can laugh about it all day.
But did it feel like an actual
It was
vagina?
weird. It took me a minute because I realized it was so shallow and dry, and I was like, "What is going on? This is the weirdest vagina I've ever." And then it
Come on,
dawned
bro.
on me. I was like, "Oh,
Stop
that's
it.
what is happening right now."
Stop it.
Your brain will not accept it at first. You're like, "No, what?" And then it's like, "Oh, this is what's happening right now. This is a thing.
That is awful.
It's happening."
And did she?
And I'm not transphobic or at all.
Sure.
I'm just like, that's not what I paid for.
No, that's not.
You know what I
really
mean? I like burritos, but if I ordered a chicken sandwich, I don't have any problem with burritos.
Yeah.
I just, you know what I mean? Like I don't like pork,
Yeah.
but I'm not against people who eat pork.
Sure.
But I ordered a hamburger.
Carne asada is a lot different from chicken.
Yeah,
You
I
know what mean?
ordered the hamburger, and so I'm just like, that's not what I ordered. So you know what I mean? And
Oh my
yeah,
God,
yeah.
bro.
I've lived a lot of life.
I was gonna say you're doing good for 32.
I've had some stories. I have stories that I will tell you off air as well.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
I might have to do a separate podcast called "Fucking Following Griff." That'd be good. Remember your first shitty job?
Yes, cleaning up tornado debris in Oklahoma.
What?
Brutal work. Decent pay.
We're doing a
What?
picture.
De-
We're doing a
decent.
picture. We're doing
Let me
this.
just check
It's a
I
boomerang.
gotta check my meter real fast just to make sure we're good on time.
I mean, you're fine.
Um,
They don't ever check these meters, by the way.
they don't?
Paul, do they? Do they? Did I ever tell you the time Paul picked up shit right here? Picked up human shit
Oh,
during the podcast?
welcome to L.A.
Yeah, you just hear him talking to people out there, and he's picking up poop. Remember that, Paul? Did it smell like animal shit or actual human
Oh, no,
shit?
no. It smelled like human shit for sure.
It sounded like Cheetos.
Yeah, definitely.
The guy was eating Cheetos and beer.
Well, did you pick up any weird shit when you were picking up tornado debris?
Just giant, trees, and there was a porta potty we had to move at one point. It was just hard labor. It was not fun work, but those summers doing those jobs taught me a lot.
Yeah.
I'm glad I did them. They
Sure.
sucked and I bitched the whole time, but I'm just like. Me and my buddy Grayson would go do that and then go eat at a Chinese buffet after, just because we're so hungry.
Was it a trans homophobe Chinese restaurant?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was called Cracker Barrel.
You thought it was a Chinese restaurant, but it started with a C, so you're like, fuck it.
Yeah, let's go. Let's get some loaded biscuits and gravy.
All right, listen. I like to do rapid questions towards the end because I think they're fun. Because why not? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay. Here we go. Rapid questions. Tried to impress a chick and it went bad.
Yeah, many times at bars, but I think I tried to tell a girl one time, I was like, hey, I'm a stand-up comic. She's like, oh, tell me a joke. And right, you don't tell that to
Oh
a comedian, but
no.
hey, I'm the one that brought it up.
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit. And then like I told an old joke or something, and she goes, nope,
Oh,
it
that's
didn't
it.
work. And I was like, that, and I walked away, and I was like, I love stand-up. Comedy's fun.
Have you ever brought a girl to a show and you've eaten a huge dick?
Oh yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah. Oh
That's
yeah.
terrifying.
At the
'cause
improv.
At the improv?
I brought her there for our first date, and
Was
she-
it?
it's
Was
still,
it
and
just
she still ended up liking me after that. Like I think people will
Maybe
give
she
you a little
respect- she
benefit,
respected you.
respect you for doing that. So like it didn't. It's not that it didn't end up going poorly, but yeah, I brought her there and did not have a good set, and I felt like shit. But I just kind of played off like, hey, it's just another day at work.
Did she drive with you, or did you guys Uber, or she?
We met there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's good. Did you guys have a drink afterwards?
we did.
And you were like, that never happens.
Blocked it out.
Yeah.
Blocked it out. And then I
That's-
said,
you
and then I
can't
was,
you can't bring it up because otherwise, yeah,
no. And then I was extra funny at the bar.
yeah,
was
because you're
extra funny
because
at
you're a
the
little
bar.
more loose, probably.
Yeah, no, I'm just like, oh boy, I better be really funny here over this drink. And I was, and it worked.
I love it. All right, is cereal soup? Why or why not?
No, because soup typically is hot.
Yeah,
I'll go with that.
yeah, I like that. What is the most unsexiest thing a girl can do in bed during like a first hookup? Besides talking about guys' penises.
Well, I was gonna say talking about like her ex or something. If a girl was like, oh,
Like, what's the best-
my ex Steve used to do this. Can you do it? If a girl said something like that,
What if a girl's
or I have herpes.
That's a red flag.
Yeah.
Yeah. A girl told me that after I flew her out from Canada. That's a whole other separate thing. Yeah.
Did she have herpes?
Yeah.
Yeah. Isn't that fun?
Yeah. I mean, so I'm like, oh, cool.
I was talking to a comic yesterday. I'm not going to say his name, but he was having sex with this girl for 8 months who had herpes, and he obviously would wear a condom and wears boxers as well. Pure cover up. He said he would finger her with latex gloves.
Wait, so this is
8
like
months. He said,
what?
I said, let me guess. She was just super hot. He's like, yep, that's how that worked.
So it's basically like when you see those surgery videos and they have just like everything is except for where they're doing the surgery. That's what he did. He wore boxers
and a condom.
This bitch must have been fucking banging.
Yeah, that's what he said. I was like, I knew the story. I know what you're doing. She's hot.
Jesus, my dumb ass would have been like, we'll take a chance.
A lot of guys. You know how many guys out there are like, I don't care, whatever, as long as you're not, flared up or whatever. I'm like, that's not how that works.
No, yeah, it's not.
You can be shedding and
Once
not
it goes
see
in, it's coming on you.
Yeah.
All right. What's the weirdest smell you ever smelled?
Probably it was a wet dog next to wet grass after like some lawn shavings outside at a friend's house.
Appreciate that.
It was this combination of
That's gross.
Oh, wait a minute. Nope. I used to work at hospitals, and they have these. I don't even know what they were, dude. Oh no. This is even worse. We're at a hospital, and this one unit for the where they give children the NICU for the children and the babies. It was a placenta in a tray. Oh man! I walked in, and I didn't even know what a placenta was. I was like, "What is that?" The nurse started laughing.
I've never seen a placenta.
Oh
in my life.
man! When you're not expecting it, it's even worse.
What were you doing? That was just another odd job?
No, I mean I had this salaried job working for a company, and I managed a bunch of accounts, getting the hospitals to recycle used medical equipment.
So, you're doing medical device sales, basically.
Yep.
Would you say was a tough job?
It made me feel dead inside.
Yeah.
Like a lot of jobs do. I don't know if it was. I mean, doing it itself wasn't tough, but being a really good salesman, getting my numbers up could be. But it was just going there every day. Every day felt deader and deader. That was what was tough about it.
That sucks because the only thing you look forward to is like Starbucks.
Yeah,
know
no,
what
the
I
only
mean?
thing was just like eating at the hospital cafeteria and the food wasn't even good. Like, oh, it's lasagna day.
Yeah.
I look forward to that, and I don't even know what's in that lasagna.
I'm not gonna lie, I would look forward to lasagna day too.
Yeah.
I used to be a personal trainer, and I would go sleep in my car, and that was like the best time ever. Is go sleep in my car, and then your alarm goes off, and you're like, gotta go back up. You're like, I was so miserable being a personal trainer. Also, because I was trying to do comedy at night and personal train people at 5 a.m. So it was just really hard. I was just busy all day and all night for like 5 years.
Yep.
Fucking sucks.
Miserable.
Okay, sorry, this is not very rapid, but that's all right. What's a funny Wi-Fi name?
FBI surveillance cam 423. Sorry, FBI surveillance van.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That's good. Did you just make that up?
No, I've seen a lot of people use it.
That's hilarious. What is something everyone looks stupid doing? Masturbating?
Trying to look cool.
Yeah.
Trying to impress people. That's a
Yeah.
little deeper than probably what you're asking, but I would say just trying to impress people. You look like an idiot. Stop trying.
Yeah.
Be you.
I do that all the time.
Yeah.
What's the most embarrassing thing you've ever worn?
Well, when I was a little kid, fucking sister, I don't know why, I was running around the backyard in my whitey tighties, and I think I had like a skid mark on the back or something. She took a bunch of pics without me knowing and sent them to the neighbors.
Oh.
And then the neighbors,
Is she a
my
comedian
friend
too?
Clint, no, my friend Clint, his mom called me over and like, we need to talk to you. Like, you can't hang out with our kids anymore. I was like, what? What are these pictures from? Where did you get this?
How old were you? 15?
It was no, I was young. I was like 9. And then I didn't find out till like 15 years later. My sister cried laughing. She's like, "Yeah, I said that. I sabotaged you.
That's so
I
messed
lost
up.
my friendship with this guy. He was my best friend. Couldn't go around their house at all. So I'm like, don't worry. I'm going to get my sister back in some weird way someday.
Did you get her back?
No, it's going to
Still
be like
working on it,
20
though?
years in the
I was gonna
process. I'll
say.
get her. I'll get her.
You should. Okay, what's the weirdest thing a guest has ever done at your house? I don't know why I wrote that. That was stupid. But
I would say a guy has taken a dump in my toilet and not flushed it, and then started eating some of my food out of my fridge without asking. So
is that Clint?
no.
I feel like you'd let Clint do that. What's the worst baby name?
Skylar.
It's pretty bad. What sport would be the funniest if you added a mandatory amount of alcohol to it?
NASCAR.
Oh my God. Bro.
That's dark.
That is dark.
That's dark.
That's good though. Griff Pippin, thank you very much for doing this.
Brady
I
Matthews
really appreciate
right
it.
here. Brady,
I really-
thank Brady Matthews.
That's a left-handed shake. Paul Antonio, thank you very much again for being the most amazing producer on the planet. Where can people find you?
On all social media at Griff Pippin, GRIFFPIPPIN. Stupid stuff on Instagram,
What
Facebook.
about website?
GriffPippin.com.
I like it.
Yep.
Do you have any shows coming up? Do you want to plug?
I got a corporate show tomorrow, and then
sorry to hear
I know, and the Jan 15th at the Comedy Store.
Jan 15th.
Yeah,
Like that.
yeah. And then be doing some shows in Oklahoma City. They haven't confirmed the date yet.
That's where you're from, right?
Yeah, I'll be there in a few weeks. So
That's always fun to go home and do comedy.
I never have.
What, really?
I did some back in the day at a comedy club there, but the comedy club owner didn't like me because she was like, "You need to do more relatable stuff, like family." And these hack headliners would come in,
Yeah.
and she'd be like, "Do it like that. He's talking about marriage." And I'm like, "Dude, I'm
Not married.
I consider myself somewhat of an artist. I'm gonna do weirder, interesting bits.
Yeah.
Anyone that knows me knows I have weird, specific bits, but people laugh at them. I'm not going general like people. I get into, and so I was like, no, I don't agree with you. I'll just not work your club.
And look at you now.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not working that club. Fuck. Hey, thank you for doing this. I appreciate it. Guys, remember to subscribe, share, listen at comedypopup.la.com. I've been your host. That's been Griff. That's been Paul. That's been my first with Brady Matthews. Remember, have a safe holiday. And if you're going to do heroin, use
Do it with your grandpa.
do it with your grandfather. Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.